NHL Nightly with your host, the sports, a.k.a. Peter Lebowski, a.k.a. Jeremiah Maxwell. And with him, as always, maybe Pearlo, Wisdom, and Rico and Barry. Yes, that's right. Pearlo, Wisdom, and Rico and Barry, all with you tonight on NHL Nightly. I'm your host, Jeremiah Maxwell. Thank you for joining me. Heavy hearts tonight, guys. Heavy hearts. Craig Laughlin announced Capitals play-by-play color man, former Montreal Canadian, former Washington Capital, former LA King. He will be getting heart surgery, and so he's stepping away for a while. And I love Joe being locker, man, so that was a tough one. And then we lose the game, too, so bummer, man. Would have liked to seen him win one for locker there. Plus the California fires, there's a big fire in New York, too, in the Bronx, like a 5-alarm fire. Huge, like apartment complex, like crazy, man. And the East Coast is getting slammed with snow. Are you getting snow there, Rico?
It just started about 20 minutes ago here, yeah. I got the driveway right down to the concrete, too. I used a chipper on my day off. I went out there, listened to the Spit Chicklets podcast, and I'm just like chipping at the driveway, and it's like right to the bare bones. So I don't think I could ever keep up with it, but I'll try again this year.
If I had
sounds like a regular day in Edmonton here. We got probably a couple inches.
You're cutting your head off, Pearlo. You need to look at your camera, man.
Oh, I got
literally.
I got to get you on here. I'm looking at there.
You're literally cutting yourself off. There Perfect. You go. All right, sit normal. What are you doing? Like literally talking. Your head's not on the screen.
The screen moved forward.
What are we doing here, man? Come on, buddy.
Because my microphone fell down.
Come on, a bunch of professionals here.
Well, I got a new one coming for you, buddy. So hopefully that one's a little more manageable. I just think it's going to crisp up your sound too, Pearlo. So no worries.
Cool.
Yeah. I mean, do you guys want to talk about any of the games? I didn't get, like I said, my head's not really been in the game.
I'm having a great night. I had Montreal. I had plus 1.5, which was bet on.
I thought you had Montreal 1.5, so they had to win by 2.
I also had the money line, but I didn't put that for the show. I only give you a couple that I get. I make like probably 15 bets a day. So.
No, that's all I want. I want a quick video. You're tweeting out all your bets later. That's exactly what you should be doing.
Yeah.
Enrico, the goal scoring props have been awesome. Did you hit any tonight?
I got the Andrew Kopp. He closed at plus 550 on FanDuel. Nice. So he was a second line center tonight between DeBrincat and Kane. So I mean, at plus 550, why wouldn't you take a shot with him?
I love that you look at the lines, and that's what I'm sorry, I turned my head there. I love that you guys look at the lines, Pearlo, and when I say lines, the actual lines that are going to be.
I go on Daily Faceoff for that, and you just wait till a little bit in the afternoon on Daily Faceoff. He'll tell you the starting goalies, and he'll also tell you the lines at the morning skate. So you can't do it too early in the morning. You got to kind of wait till about after 1 o'clock, and then you'll see who's skating on line rushes at the morning skate with people, and then the lines sometimes don't adjust. So that's when you jump on guys with high value, like an Alex Turcotte that's been on the top line for LA, scored tonight, paying huge money as well for you.
Yeah, I had Casper, Rico. I had Casper. He got the empty net. They had him.
There's another guy, top line left wing.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, sometimes the injuries and stuff too, it helps. But anyway, don't give away all your secrets. We do want people to come and listen to the show.
There's more in depth than that.
So also the Connor Ingram came out and said the reason he's been out and away from the Utah Hockey Club was that his mom passed or was ill, and then she ended up passing in December. So heart goes out to them. Craziness. I know Hellebuck tonight got awarded a stick for his 300th win in his 500th game played. I think it's pretty good, man. I did watch a little bit of Hurricanes Canucks. It just felt like Hurricanes jumped out early and then just like the Canucks couldn't do anything. So Saad is saying fans are saying that they should fire the head coach.
No.
I don't think that's the answer, Saad.
It's bad D. They got bad D.
Well, they got Horonic out. He's on his way back.
Well,
Hughes is not 100%. He was playing banged up. Dude, they played a great game against the Caps. They could have easily won that game, just like Montreal did today in
they were dead
overtime.
on the
So,
street today, and tomorrow I think worse against
And
Toronto.
just the timing with Vancouver too. This is talk. It's last year. There is an option for him, but this is his last year in his contract in Vancouver too. And I know he left TNT.
oh, is this really?
Behind this
I thought
bench.
this was just a second year.
I guess there's an option after this one, but this is officially his last if the parties don't come together on an extra year.
I don't see them firing Tocchet. He had such a good. He's not the problem there.
No, I'm just saying it could be him wanting to go back to that comfy TNT panel that he left
after this.
To go to
so okay,
well.
so the drama of JT Miller and Elias Pettersson bleeds over into another team. Today, there was a Boston radio show host that came out and said that Marchand and Pasternak are not getting along.
Yeah.
And Marchand, after practice, basically nipped it in the bud right away and said, this is a complete lie and this guy should have a job. I don't know that I like Marchand going after somebody so vehemently. Almost makes me wonder if there's a little smoke there. He said him and Pasternak are best friends. Okay. They don't seem like they are anywhere near close to the same type of person. I'm not saying that. I'm kind of with Sammy McKee on this one. I'm a little bit skeptical when it comes to what's being said, but I love this for Marchand being the captain. Sorry. And the fact that he just isn't going to allow this to fester. He's going to come right out and address it. And whether what he said was 100% true or not, he's saying it publicly that they're best friends and there's no issues in the thing. I like that because Boston's playing absolutely terrible. You could say Vancouver, I think a lot of teams are going to play 500 or sub 500 hockey the next month and a half because of the condensed schedule. I just think there's so many games on top of each other. Teams are just going to lay eggs. Good teams like Vegas are going to lose to New York Islanders at home. Nothing against the Islanders. They played a great game too, but it's like also, so we have 15 of them on tomorrow, boys.
Yeah, we got a lot of games tomorrow. A lot of games going on tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't think this thing in Boston is that big of a deal. Again, it surfaces in Vancouver when a team's losing, they're in a rut. Boston's having a hard time right now, so stuff like this is getting talked about and getting thrown around there. And Darren Pang was on TSN today too, talking with the guys about like Denny Savard and Steve Larmer on the bench in Chicago. They'd be bickering at each other all game on the bench. They'd go on the ice and just do their job, and that's it. So,
Bob Gainey and Serge Savard famously hated each other's guts. They won like 5 Stanley Cups together.
Yeah, it's because Boston's been in a skid. If they were playing fine, you wouldn't even hear about this. Players bicker at each other all the time. I played hockey my whole life. I didn't get along with everybody on my team. I mean,
I have
you went out there and you played.
I don't. Rico, I don't believe you. I bet you got along with everybody.
Kind of did. When I got the captain on my junior B team, there was a kid that wanted it from me, and then he kept on telling the coach that I was staying up a little late on road trips. And
were you playing PlayStation or something? Oh, I guess you're probably not old. No, you're like my age, so you had like Nintendo or something.
Well, it was north of Superior, so we traveled to like 6 hours away, 3 hours away, and sometimes the fellas would just take their own private vehicles sometimes, so we missed the bus kind of on purpose sometimes, so then we'd be able to go to another town and go party a little bit, and we'd have a way to get there and stuff.
Oh, all right.
This is before Ubers and everything, right?
How old were you then?
Probably 17, 18.
Ah, dude. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
We had the knuckles chuck a couple times when I was playing in practice. I never did, but
yeah, I mean, dude,
teammates dropped him a couple times. Pissed off. Something.
We fought all the time in the Army with dudes we would go to battle combat with, and I still talk to these guys to this day. I'll just say this though. I I told you guys about the 9/11 story, how my girlfriend at the time had got me tickets to go see the Sharks and Blues play at Sullivan Arena here in Alaska. And the Sharks never made it because September 11th happened. But the Blues were here. So they played each other. And the worst, most bloody fight I ever saw in my life was in that game. And it was Mike Keane. Remember Mike Keane, former Montreal Canadiens captain, like
Stars.
just like he was with the Stars, he was with the Avalanche, he won a couple cups. Just a gritty, a lot like Kipper.
Great,
except for just pretty good scorer though, like a 20-goal guy. Yeah, this Walker kid, I can't remember his first name. We have to go back and look. This dude was huge, and
Scott
by the way,
Walker.
he was huge. I don't know. It wasn't Sean Walker. I don't think.
Scott Walker.
Maybe. That sounds right. So anyway, he worked Mike Keane. Mike Keane was a bloody, and then Dougie Waite, who was on the team, tries going after this Walker kid. Oh, by the way, who's holding Dougie Waite back? Chris Pronger, because he's on that team. Al McInnes was on the team. It was crazy. And they just did a little blue versus white or whatever. And then at the time, the coach and some of the players came out and talked to us after the game was completely over. The coach being Joel Quenneville, class act, and Tyson Nash. And I thought it was classy because everybody was like, nobody came. People were afraid to leave their freaking houses. This was 2001. We're talking almost 20 years ago, or 15 years ago. No, like, what are we, 2025 now, right? So 24 years ago, almost a quarter of a century ago. Anyway, I saw Tyson Nash once and wanted to tell him it, realized it was him after the fact. And he's much bigger now than he was when he was a player, honestly. He's like this big, I think he lifts. He's a huge guy. So, yeah, I mean, I just think, isn't it natural for players to fight each other on the same team? I don't think it's that big a deal.
Yeah.
There's a ton of different personalities. Not everybody's the same person. And especially when you're going through it a little bit. I mean, you're going to look out for the best of each other too. Like, you're just going to try to bring the most out of each other. And then when two or three of them are struggling a little bit, especially your best players, it comes out. And social media and cameras and everything now, anybody can get any little bit of information. And as soon as they hear that from somebody, they'll just blow it up because there's podcasts everywhere. Like, who are these guys that blew the whistle? Some Jones and Chris or something podcast in Boston on WE something. And
well, WEI is like the WEI is like the Fan 590 in Toronto. Is the Fan 590 the biggest sports radio channel in Toronto?
Yeah, that and TSN with
with ODog and those guys, TSN Drive, with Brian Hayes and ODog and Jamie McClendon. Okay, I listen to those guys too. WEII is that in Boston. They're like the big dogs. They're like in New York. I think it's the Fan 590 in New York or something too.
Mm-hmm.
But like it's very big. It's Boston's big radio, sports radio, and Boston's a big sports radio town like New York is, like Toronto is. Mm-hmm. Because they have a huge metro area, right? So a lot of people listen to the radio. I just
if it was some dork on a podcast, it didn't mean anything. There's no way.
Right. I think he was told they weren't getting along. I don't believe that this guy is completely discredited. Why would he just make something up?
Well, they're not playing on the line together, and they've been playing together for a while.
Right. There's definitely, and they're not playing well. And look, Pasternak is not known for his defensive play. I actually happen to think he's been really good defensively the last few years. I thought Montgomery had those guys playing really well. And once you show a guy that the defensive play actually helps his offensive play, and they figure it out in their hockey brain, it feels like it's, I don't know. It just feels like, you might not get 70 goals, but you might have 40 and win the whole damn thing. This is how I kind of feel like with Matthews and them too. And he's a good defensive player, no question about it. But I've loved the Leafs feel like they aren't like playing for offense. They're just playing to win the game. I feel, you know what I'm saying? Which is, obviously you want to score more goals than the other person, but it is what it is. Okay, well, we got a lot of games to talk about, so let's get into those games for tomorrow. It is a full slate, and I have to be honest, I will probably not be able to watch an ounce of these games. Bruins Panthers are the early game. Boy, they never have boring games, do they? I think the Panthers walk. I think the Panthers walk this team. I just do. Where are you guys at?
This is a little bit of a turnaround. Florida went to Colorado, then to Utah, and now they got an early game Saturday back home against Boston. You might get a spirited Boston team after Marchand in front of the media here. I don't know. They either go one way or another. Either they fold or they don't.
It's in Florida.
Yeah. So I can't see Boston not giving max effort here after this crap. Losing 6. Florida's coming off a West Coast 2-gamer. You got an early one in Florida. Boston's sitting in Florida right now waiting for them.
Yeah, and then I definitely, I could see Marchand having like a freaking 3-point night easy.
I kind of like the Bruins here because, I like Boston in this spot. I'm looking at their next opponent. They're playing the Lightning. Big deal at home Tuesday. Florida's coming off a couple games out west, and this is an early one back home, and then they go right back to Philly on Monday. I don't know. This is a weird spot. This is out west for 2 games, back home for 1, then off to Philly and New Jersey for a couple. This is a weird get home and probably don't even unpack your bags really. Then you're going back on the road for 2 games. This is an excellent Boston spot.
Yeah, this is not too often that Rico and I do this, but I actually disagree. I'm with you on this one, buddy. Beard. Maurice is amazing at these spots for some reason. He was in Winnipeg. He is in Florida. This is one team that wins in bad spots, especially against teams like Boston. That they're projected to be a playoff team, and they could play them in the playoffs. They get up for these games. And I think Florida, I'm like you, I think Florida's just going to romp them. There's something going on in Boston. I don't think it's whatever they're trying to make up in the media there. I doubt it has anything to do with that.
They miss Hampus Lindholm. That's what's going on. Their defense is not the same without him there.
They don't have anybody except for McAvoy that can move the puck in the back end. And against Florida, have fun with that because they are an aggressive offensive team. Like they pin you in that zone, right? So I just don't like.
Scott says the Kings Jets are going to overtime. That's funny because the Kings had a goal disallowed for offsides, wasn't it?
I didn't see that, but probably
it was in the first period. Yeah, I mean, it just sucks because, like I said, they won this game 2-1, probably 3-1 with an empty netter if they're up in this game. Should have won it. But we
Pearlo,
have to
I keep saying Pearlo it does make a point though, and we talked about that all year long on Florida in these spots. That Maurice has him basically on the chalkboard saying this is a bad spot for us. So just take care of this game and you'll get a chance to take care of your stuff after this game. But the only thing that makes it a little bit different is they're taking off for two games right after this. So usually it's that first game off a Western trip that they end up winning. Then after that, he says, okay, take care of the stuff you have at home. That's the only thing that scares me. But Bobrovsky's already confirmed too. And I always like when a team confirms a goalie nice and early, and it doesn't take till the day of the game to confirm.
You got a good point there because they had 2 days off before, and they're taking off, so they probably had to take care of their family business before. So.
Okay, we've spent way too much time talking. We're not going to spend 25 minutes talking about this game.
It's a tough
14 other games to talk about.
That's Rico and Pearlo after hours show. We'll have to get later.
That's the after hours. We'll have to do an after hours show.
Rico likes the Bruins. Pearlo likes the Panthers. If it wasn't clear, it's plus 154 for the road dog Bruins, who have lost 6 in a row. Seattle Kraken at Buffalo. Boy, I actually like Buffalo here.
Winners of 2 in a row. Kraken are in a bit of a tough spot, man.
They're just not a good team. They're just not a good team this year.
Go for the draft pick. Yeah, just can the year.
They need to do exactly that. They need to be an actual try to retool franchise. Trade your UFAs and Tanev and Yanni Gord. You'll get a lot for Yanni Gord.
Yeah. And it's probably a Grubauer spot because they got Detroit on Sunday the next day.
I like Buffalo. Pearlo.
Yeah, I like Buffalo too. I'm with you guys on that one. I think Buffalo's just kind of got on a bit of a roll here, and Seattle is not on a roll at all. So.
Fresh off the fat guy Senators fans rant on the internet, the Sens are at Pittsburgh. I like Pittsburgh. I thought Pittsburgh played the best first period I've seen all year from them. They look like the faster, better team in their own home barn against Edmonton for the first period. And then Edmonton dominated the puck possession the next two periods, but they didn't get back into the game. We were already too far gone. What do you guys feel here? I just like Pittsburgh because they've been playing actually good hockey. And I actually think it helps their lineup with Malkin out. No offense. I think he holds them back sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm with them. Go ahead, Rico.
Yeah, Ottawa's this is the front end of a back-to-back, I think, for the Senators. Actually, no, it is for Pittsburgh. They play Ottawa at home Saturday night, and then the Lightning at home the very next night. So,
yeah, I'm just focused on this game.
Start here. Yeah, I'm just thinking of who the starting goalie is going to be.
Well, Nedeljkovic started against. It'll be Jari, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah, Ottawa's a tough team, man. Ottawa's like, as soon as Ottawa slid into that playoff spot, they're now 1-5-0. Like Ottawa just, as soon as they sniffed the playoffs and they slid into that spot, they just tanked and went downhill ever since.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
We didn't talk about the big news with Ottawa today. Was Ridley Griggs signed a 4-year extension, like $12 million.
Good for him.
Yeah, not a bad deal. Like 3.5 a year. I was like, that's a nice deal.
He'll outplay that deal for sure.
Oh, he plays up and down the lineup. He's been on the first line this year. He's been on the fourth line this year. So he's a versatile player. Good for him.
So Saad said the Jets or the Kings won in overtime. It's still on for me. So
they won on overtime.
Oh God, who scored the goal? Was it Byfield?
I'll let you know here in a minute. Kempe with Kopitar. It was Kempe. What a filthy goal.
Hey, there's another one of the best contracts in the NHL right there.
Dude, when you got Kempe in that spot, he's not going to miss that too often.
He's one of the most underrated two-way players in the league too.
One of the best contracts in the league. You talk about the Jack Hughes contract. The Kempe contract's very nice too.
Oh, that dude's money, dude. I'm telling you, I think this Kings team is going to go on a run. They wore the LA Fire Department patches on their shoulders. Yeah. I think all this stuff going on in LA, I think it's going to galvanize this team. I think they're going to go on a run in the playoffs too. I would not want to play them Edmonton in the first round.
No, I wouldn't either.
I don't think it's ever happened in the history of the NHL. A team's beaten a team 4 times in a row in the first round. Don't think it's happened. I think if you look it up, it's not happened.
It'll be a little closer this year, I think.
Well, didn't it go 6 last year? They swept. They got them in 5 this last one. So yeah, it's going 7. I still think Edmonton is majorly flawed. I don't like their secondary scoring. I don't like their defense beyond their top pair. And Bouchard has looked brutal on the defensive side. And if Ekholm goes down, they're done. Like they're done. So I actually thought Nurse has played pretty well for him too this year. Kulak's been solid. So,
I'll just take the over in the Ottawa-Pittsburgh game. I'll take the over there.
Yep, me too. Okay. That's what I was going to say too. So I'll take.
Nice, awesome. Canucks Maple Leafs. All right, Hockey Night in Canada in Toronto. Canucks Maple Leafs. Does that remind you of something, Rico? Oh, that's a game you, me, and Hot Take went to. So, yeah, dude, they played so good in that game too. I love the Leafs here. I don't think the Canucks are going to have it. And Demko played tonight for them, and this is a back-to-back for them.
I like the under. Give me the under all day. This will be a low event game.
I guarantee it's 7-5 now that you said that. I hope it is.
I think the Leafs are going to tighten up after that game in Carolina. And yeah, there's all signs are pointing this game going to an under.
Yeah, I already I already put my picks on Twitter, but I like Toronto. I'm with you all day on that.
Okay,
Vancouver
awesome.
looks dead. Vancouver looks dead.
Yeah. I like Toronto with rest, and just like the Canucks didn't look like they had much of legs tonight against Carolina, and they're just coming off the game with the Caps. So lots 3 and 4 nights for the Canucks, gonna be tough.
Not to mention, I
Stars
said they lose every game on this road trip, and if they lose tomorrow, I'll be cool. So
Stars at Canadians. Did not hate the Canadians game tonight. Didn't think they played particularly well, but I just thought the Caps weren't real sharp either. But both, they ended up out shooting the Caps almost 2-1. I didn't hate the Canadians here, but the Stars been playing decent hockey. I don't know, man. The Stars just feel they got some flaws there. Their right shot D stuff is not good, so they got to figure that out. I think they're going to address it. They're going to have a lot of cap space with Tyler Seguin being out. So, yeah, Lankinen's been really good for the Canucks. So I'm with Rico on the under. So yeah, Charlie, I got to tell you, I was rooting for the Kings tonight, man. Just with all the stuff going on in LA, give those people something to cheer about. Just one small thing. No, nothing against the Jets. Love the Jets. In fact, I put the Jets Kings jerseys up because this was the game I wanted to pay the most attention to. But obviously, I didn't get to watch all of it because the show started. So,
I'll take Dallas in regulation here, and then they'll play guilty the next day in Ottawa.
And Ottawa will catch them slipping, even though they're on a back-to-back as well. Okay, Pearlo for you.
It's Montreal, Dallas. I'll take the under, and I'll also take Dallas on that. I think Montreal's going to start to fall off a little bit here. It's been a really rough trip, and this seems like a dead spot for them.
Well, they won tonight, so all right, gotcha. Lightning Devils. Man, I don't like how the Devils have been playing. They didn't play a terrible game against the Rangers. I actually give the Rangers a lot of credit. I thought the Rangers played a pretty solid game. Didn't beat themselves, essentially. Let Shesterkin keep them in the game. I love the Lightning at plus 124. You're getting the Lightning at plus money. No, they are playing unbelievably good.
6-game roadie.
There ain't no way they lose this game. I like the Lightning here. You're getting plus money. Take the Lightning.
Coming off a 6-game roadie too. First game back home.
New Jersey.
Devils have lost 5 of 6. They've been not good.
New Jersey's had a really rough road trip. The only thing
because teams are figuring out how to play them.
The only thing that concerns me here is that you're coming off of a bad road trip. So if it's a good road trip, I like to take the road team. If it's a bad one, I like to take the home team. So I'm gonna take a sneaky draw on this one. I think this is gonna be a tight game.
Yeah, I'm not saying I don't think it'll be a tight game. I just think the Tampa Bay Lightning could win the Stanley Cup this year, and no one's talking about them.
If you get Vasilevsky here, because Tampa's in Pittsburgh on Sunday, so you'll probably get Vasilevsky against New Jersey. They'll win this game, and then they'll put Johnson in net. That might be a squeaky Pittsburgh spot on Sunday.
Probably beat Pittsburgh too. Just saying. Anyway,
maybe.
Maybe. Okay, Ducks Flyers. Ducks have been playing pretty good. Last game they got smoked though 4-0 or something, or 6-2 I think was the final against St. Louis. But St. Louis is a good team. Again, they're just good. They have good goaltending. If they're playing up to their standards, they're good. Getting Cam Fowler was helpful. I wonder if losing Cam Fowler has hurt the Ducks a little bit. Can't help but think it would. But their young guys will pick up. I almost like the Ducks here, man. The Flyers aren't trying to win either. They're trying to stay in games, but they've got injuries. They're not getting the goaltending. If it comes down to who's in goal, if it's Dostal and whoever the Flyers have, I love the Ducks here at plus 164.
Yeah, it should be Urson. He's back. So
yeah, which I don't like a goalie coming off an injury to his first start either. That never seems to go well. But Pearlo, what do you think?
I don't know. I'm Scott Carolina after this.
Yeah, just talk about this game.
Well, that tells me that gives me.
I get it. But what do you like about this game? And if you don't want to bet it, we can move on to the next one. I mean,
you're right. I don't say no to games, but I don't like that game.
Okay, I'll
Okay.
take the draw in this game. Urson played last game against Dallas. This is second game back. I think it's low scoring, and I think it's
Yeah.
a tie.
Yeah, they'll both teams play pretty solid defensively. It's never usually a complete total blowout. How about Oilers at Blackhawks? I kind of like the Blackhawks here at plus 270. I would put a fiver on them just because they actually have been playing some solid hockey and they didn't lose badly to Detroit tonight. But we'll see. It's going to just be hard for them to hang.
That's why I took them at home against Colorado. In front of their home fans, they embarrassed them at the Winter Classic. I think Chicago's going to play hard at home, especially against these good teams, give their fans something, and could be sneaky.
Yeah, I think so. Pearlo, you going to take the hometown team, the Oilers, or are you just not going to touch this because the Oilers are minus 340? The only money to be made here is
it's probably Pickard in that too.
I would just say, if you want to have fun watching this game, put $5 on the Blackhawks and then just sit back and enjoy. Because if Edmonton stomps a mud hole in their ass, you're going to be excited because you see McDavid and Draisaitl and Hyman and blah, 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 blah. But if Bedard and them showed, by the way, the Blackhawks beat the Oilers earlier in the year this year. So nanny, boo, boo, take them at plus 270 and enjoy. Anyway, Pearlo.
I'm terrible on my Oilers, so I'm just going to go the over in that game. I'm pretty sure it'll be
Utah just scored to go up 2-1.
Okay.
Clayton Keller. Man, we didn't talk about Dylan Gunther being out for Utah, too. That sucks. They call up Shane Doan, son. Shane Doan's. What's his? Josh Doan. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Rico. Blue Jackets at Blues. I'd love to see the Blue Jackets win this game. They got to start winning some road games. They've been playing some really good hockey. They have actually less. They have 19, 17, and 6. The Blues are 20, 19, and 4. So, yeah, Charlie, I love it. Take the money. Cheers, Blackhawks versus Oilers. Yeah. And I see, Charlie, we're gonna get to that game next, so we'll talk about it. What do you, if you guys don't want to bet it, just say.
Oh no, I'm betting. What do you? I like the over in the draw.
Yeah, I don't mind the draw too, because St. Louis has 2 home games coming up against Calgary in a row. That's kind of weird.
Yeah,
a little bit of a look ahead spot. Yeah,
well,
I like the draw.
I like the
yeah, that is two home games against Calgary, because sometimes usually you don't play a non-divisional team more than 2 times, but they must have Calgary 3. I know that happens from time to time. Okay, Jets host the Avalanche, but Hellebuck's starting. He didn't
Jets
play
all
tonight.
day. Jets all day.
Jets at plus 100.
Yeah, they knew this game against LA. They got a divisional opponent in Colorado next night.
This is an important game for the Jets too, I think, to kind of solidify that number 1 spot. They need to win as many divisional games as they can, because they started on fire, and they basically, what they start 15-1, and they've basically been 2 games over 500 since.
So, yeah, 3 games in 4 nights for the Avalanche. This is a spot for the Jets here.
Yeah.
And I bet you they go back to Hellebuck again. I'll bet you. He does this once a year.
He didn't play tonight. He didn't play tonight. It was Comrie.
No, it was Hellebuck.
No, it was Comrie.
Was it? Oh, no, it was Comrie, right. Okay, so he is playing tomorrow.
I watched the game, Perlo.
Yeah. You know what?
What are you arguing with me about? Look, check the game notes, Perlo. Check the game.
Yeah. Sorry about that. 4 games and 3 games in 4 nights and 4 games in 6 nights for them. So, yeah, I like Winnipeg there too.
All right. Caps, Preds. Caps are plus 100. They're actually a road dog.
Logan Thompson's already confirmed. Give me the Caps.
Well, he has to be, because Charlie Lindgren started tonight and he got banged up. He got hurt in the game.
Yeah.
So Logan Thompson wasn't even supposed to play. So he ended up playing half the game tonight. So, yeah. Anyway, hopefully Ovi gets on the board, man. I'd like to see him get his 20th already.
I'll take the draw there.
You like the draw with the Preds?
Yeah, I think
we win one like 5-1. I need a 5-1 as a fan. I'm fucking tired of winning these. Excuse my language. I'm tired of these 2-1 games, 3-2 overtime. Let's get a 5-1 where Obi has a hat trick.
I know it's Saturday night at home in
think
Nashville. They always pack that building. They're going to try and not get blown out of the building on their home rink on a Saturday night. So I think they'll try to keep it respectable.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be exactly what you said it will be, Rico.
I hope it's what you say, because I got no skin in Nashville, unlike the degenerate Bostonian.
Well, Nashville has a bunch of picks, so it ain't going to hurt them. There's a lot. The top part of this draft is pretty good. And the next couple of years with like the Gavin McKenna's, what is the Predators always needed? They've always needed that top line center. They've never had it. They shouldn't even be trying to win games now. I'd be trying to move one of those contracts.
Is Sonny
Marchessault.
Milano
I predict.
coming back?
I said it yesterday. I'm saying it again. I predict Jonathan Marchessault will somehow be back on the Vegas Golden Knights vis-a-vis the trade deadline. And I predict they might get a pick for taking him because there's going to have to be some salary eaten, I'm assuming, by Nashville too, even though Marchessault's contract's not terrible. But okay, Islanders at Utah Hockey Club. Obviously, Utah playing tonight. Islanders coming off a big win. Islanders plus 100. I don't hate it. How about you guys?
I like the Islanders there. Yeah.
I kind of do too. Big win off Vegas, gained some momentum.
Well, in Utah, that Utah goal was offsides, by the way, so it's still 1-1. Sorry, it's like I didn't even watch it happen because it's 1-1.
I don't even care about that game anymore, so I'm not even watching.
Yeah. Well, you can almost always take the Sharks plus 1.5 and win money. So, Wild, the Kings versus the Flames, like they were supposed to play a couple of days ago. I don't think that game would have been as ugly. They played a couple days ago. I think this will act. They have the Flames are actually a home dog. I actually like the Kings. I think the Kings are going to go on it. I think they're going to win this road trip. I think they're going to rally around all the craziness happening, and they're going to win this game. And good news on Zari. Looks like no structural damage, which is nice. I was like, okay, sorry about that. I thought that the hockey gods rewarded Zari because it was actually his own fault for kind of getting where he got because he kind of moved at the last minute. But that guy did not levy a dirty hit. I thought it was a good. So anyway, who do you guys like here? Kings, Flames.
I mean, the only thing is you might see Dustin Wolf, and it's Hockey Night in Canada. Calgary's going to come out with Nefford, but I think Kopitar's on the Spit and Chicklets bump right now, so I think they're going to.
I love that they have that too.
Yeah.
Chicklets, I want you to have Ovi on. Let's go. Ovi. Already. And they can't tell me they don't do caps because they've had Dylan Strome and they've had TJ Oshie.
Ovechkin's never been on Spit and Chicklets?
No. They got to get him. Well, I mean, English isn't his first language. So, I mean, he's good. He's pretty good English. But anyway, all right. Pearlo, who do you like here? Kings as well?
Yeah, slightly. I'll take a draw. Or under. What the heck?
Okay. Rangers, Golden Knights. I just don't see how the Golden Knights don't win this game.
Not after last game.
After losing to the Islanders 4-0, it's the Rangers' worst fucking nightmare. They're going to get excuse me again. They're going to get the Golden Knights' best effort. But I like how the Rangers have played in the last couple games. So they beat a good New Jersey team in overtime. They played Florida pretty tough. They were in the game with the Capitals toward the end. So, yeah. I mean, if you're a Rangers fan, put plus 140 on, put money on them at plus 140 and enjoy the extra money if you win. You're going to be sad if they lose anyway. So might as well have a little bit of extra money if they win. How do you guys feel about this game?
Sturkin against Hill. That was a shutout. They got shut out.
Want to start again? You think
they got shut out last game, right? Vegas did. So give me the over on this game. I'll take the over because I think the Rangers are going to come out in this one, and Vegas is having trouble with these Eastern teams. So
okay,
I could see this being tighter than people think. So I'm gonna.
You're going to see Samsonov probably in this game because Vegas has Minnesota on Sunday the next day, so
Oh, they play the next day too?
Yeah.
I like the Rangers even more. So we'll see.
Yeah, I might even like the Rangers there too, to tell you the honest truth. Again.
Yeah. Knights to win that one over the Rangers, says Charlie. He's all over the goal.
That might be a draw candidate, but
okay.
Draw and Rangers. I'll take the draw and Rangers. Then I only have to hope that Vegas doesn't win in regulation.
Okay, last game of the night, Wild Sharks. Sharks are playing tonight too. Sharks are at home though, so Wild. Plus 150 for the Sharks.
This will probably be Gustafson because they'll probably start Marc-Andre Fleury against Vegas, or do you think the other way around? I mean, Fleury's in his farewell tour right now.
I think they've got some injuries there, Wild, for a minute there. I don't know. I thought Fleury was banged up. They have
that Grosnick guy called up, so he's with the team right now.
Okay.
Minnesota's banged up all the crap, yeah.
Yeah, they're missing Faber now. Dude, I kind of like the Sharks here. They gotta, if they lose tonight, I definitely like the Sharks because they're trying to win some games. I mean, they're gonna be tough.
So I'll take the Sharks here. Zetterlund's back, and he scored a goal tonight. He's on Eklund and Granlund. You got that first line back, and Celebrini's down to the third line with Will Smith. Absolutely. They'll play the matchups here. I don't mind the Sharks here. The Wild, but Fleury will probably play Vegas the next day.
All right, Pearlo.
This is a 6, so I'm going to go under because I don't think Minnesota's going to try to run and gun with San Jose with no D. So I think I'm going to play the under 6.
Yeah, boys, we got Askarov in net Saturday night in San Jose. Let's go.
Yeah, he's been good too. Okay, I wanted to give you guys an opportunity for final thoughts this week. We didn't break our big news. We got some things to figure out, so hopefully I settle that, and we'll talk next week. You guys will hear some huge news for us. I was looking at other podcasts like What Chaos. They have 11,000 subscribers.
Who?
What Chaos?
Yeah.
They have like 11,000 subscribers.
Wow.
And they're considered
Taylor Hall and Nick Foligno on there before the Winter Classic.
Yeah. And I'm just saying we'll go to. Anyway, I don't want to talk about it live on air. So give us your final thoughts.
My final thought is looking ahead is I think Cutter Gauthier is playing in Philly on this road trip, so it's gonna be pretty interesting. I might just have to cut into that game.
Oh yeah,
and I'm going to be in Philly.
I mean, I already saw a Philly fan punch a Leaf fan in the face, so I kind of think I got the best I'm going to see from Philly this year.
Yeah, maybe.
Not that I want to see Leaf fans get punched in the face, people. It was a joke. I just thought that was a humorous thing because that guy was like talking crap and then got his face punched because he decided to mock Philly fans in Philly. It's like, bro, do you have a death wish? Like, here's what you do. Go to Philadelphia Eagles game and wear a Cowboys jersey and tell them they all suck and they're losers to their face. They'll kill you. They'll be like, yeah, I don't know what happened. It's just a grease spot here in a Cowboys jersey.
Yeah.
Dude, those fans threw batteries at Santa Claus and Michael Irving when he broke his back. Oh, they threw batteries and snowballs at Santa Claus.
They boo Santa Claus.
The old stadium they used to play in had an actual courtroom below the football field where a judge would just sentence all the hooligans right then and there for their crimes they committed at the stadium. That's how crazy the Eagles fans used to be. So anyway, don't mess with the Philly fans, man. They're nut jobs. Okay. Did you finish your final thought, Rico? I'm sorry.
Just on a more serious note, hopefully everybody kind of maintains their sanity down in LA and kind of just salvages whatever they can with their life. I know there's been some looting and stuff, and prosecute those guys to the max for some of the houses that never burnt and some of the ones beside them that burnt. They've been evacuated. You just got these assholes.
You are a grade A piece of crap. If you politicize these people getting their homes destroyed, has nothing to do with politics whatsoever. Shut up. You look like a piece of garbage. I'm talking to the national news organizations that are doing that instead of
That's
covering the people that have lost their homes.
crazy.
1,000,000%.
All right.
Perlo.
My final thought is, like, you look at the standings right now, and we could be getting into one of the best run to the playoffs that we've seen. Like, it's so tight right now, man. It's going to be so exciting going down the last 40 games here. Like, every game, you're staring at the standings going, oh, Montreal is now moving up. And, all these teams are moving up, and big teams are starting to lose a little bit more now. It's going to be freaking down to the wire. It's going to be exciting. So that's my final thought. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just going to echo what Rico said. My heart, my thoughts and prayers to the people in California, LA, Altamira, Pacific Palisades. I don't care if these people are wealthy. Some of their homes are gone and maybe they don't get it. So I agree with Perlo too. I'm really excited for the playoffs. We're going to get a nice little break. Rico's going to Mexico. He's going to chill out. We're going to get a nice little break because the Four Nations face off. And Mike's going to be at the final game with his dad. So he'll be there. Whoever's in the championship game will have Mike there on site. He can tell us how crazy it is. Maybe we do like a live show. I'll have to work out those details I'm sure there'll be a lot of people streaming for it, but it'll be fun to watch. So I'm excited. We'll see you guys Tuesday. See you Tuesday. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Take care, everybody.
See you. Have one. Bye. Peace.